Okay, so today we're going to weekly event. Oh, you know what I think happened? It actually closed out. It kind of crashes sometimes when I first open it. So this isn't the one from last week that's carried over. It's actually the one from this week. Right, so I forget what the one from last week even was. I didn't want it anyway, but in fact, anything this low cost. Copies the attack and health of another zombie. That's actually really good, though, because, you know, you can just use that for anything else. This is actually an amazing card. Now that I think about it, I'm not going to get it, but, you know, you're going to get a 2-mana 5/5 or something on average. That's going to be much better than what you play it for. But no, the only goal is we're still waiting for Batman Rising. Let's see what this is. Gravestone pack. I'm not going to buy any packs. I'm going to get the Yeti zombie, but not yet. And the reason why is because I'm going to wait for getting like 1750. In fact, I bought way too many event cards for the... It says legendary pack, but it's just a fucking... You know, it's not like a guaranteed... One legendary card guaranteed. But what do you mean, dude? It's not. Am I missing like where... There's no legendary guaranteed. I'm so confused. This one doesn't say a legendary is guaranteed. It says 10%. So what the fuck is it talking about? Is it bugged? May contain... Yeah, I feel like it's done this before. It shows you those are the legendaries you can get. I genuinely don't know what it's saying, but whatever. We didn't get anything new really last time either, so let's just go with what we got. And what was the newest event card that I got? I actually kind of forgot already. Oh yeah, it was the little going viral. I keep saying I'm not going to fault for the Temptation event card, but then I always want it. Like, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but on average, your values are going to be much better than that. So for 2 mana, you're always going to get something better, especially when you're a mid-rangey type of player like me. And so... It was even before you traded the rooks and I took your pawn. Yeah, some of those were a little bit ill-advised. Okay, so we're already ranked 15, which is pretty rare in the month to have that, but... Or like early on, but the thing is that we started at rank 10 for some reason. I don't know why he gave us such a bonus. I didn't get to any crazy rank last month to justify that. Rank 21, not a big deal as long as it's not like on average double the way it's been in so many of these. Okay, this is all good. That guy had that amazing streak where he won me like 5 games in a row that one episode, which had nothing to do with him obviously, but it just happened to be the last little bit of lethal damage that we needed. You could do that, but we're trying to go full face with this guy at least. Sometimes it'll set a bad standard, though, that I do that on other characters, too. Right, like I try... Okay, see you later. Like, where I basically play as them super aggressively, too, because... Yeah, see, that shows you my psychological issue right there. That I'm, like, underestimating him because he's lower rated. Not that he's even bad or anything, but just... I'm not really, I don't know, it's something you have to do very deliberately that I always just take for granted. Because you can't explain sometimes. I'm like a very streaky person when it comes to stuff like that. If I really apply myself to something, you know, it's another story, but you have to actually do that. That's the part that people take for granted in life a lot in general. It's like, you know, if you really want to do something, you can do it. But the question is, do you really want to? Like, oh, if somebody wants to become a doctor, they want to become a lawyer. Like, you could do it, but do you want to study for 10 hours a day going through college? Do you want to skip going out and partying? Do you want to give up playing video games? Do you want to, you know, commit yourself so much to it? Or do you just think you want it and you want the prestige that comes with it and stuff like that, right? You want the money, you want the fame, you want the job, but you don't really want the responsibility and the sacrifice and the effort that goes with it. So that's how I am with chess. Like, I want to be good at it, but I don't really care enough to actually be good at it. And quite frankly, I'll stand by that even as a decision from as a kid. Because, like, yeah, I didn't really want to play it when I was 5 years old. I would have been bored out of my fucking mind. Or at least not as much as you would have to. And I didn't really want to, you know, play it all day, every day and study it. And I still don't want to study it even now. The plant trick is played. I don't really have that many tricks, so it doesn't matter. Even this card doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's in case you burn out, no pun intended, from Captain Combustible. So now we'll just ignore what he's doing. It really doesn't matter. The animations of this game are pretty fast too, which I like that compared to some games. Hearthstone could be notoriously slow at times. That's a pretty perfect response to my dinky little Velocity radish thing. Okay, I'm probably gonna get clowned because I just don't have the means to survive this. Why does it have to be the absolute worst thing, though? We're friends, he's gonna kill both. Like, of all the things he could possibly have had in that situation. We'll put it here. We'll even kill that. We'll ignore the dinky guy over here, which is obviously the bullseye. And yeah, this title is inspired by James Bond. Obviously, I've been watching a lot of clips of that on YouTube just randomly, some of the old movies. And, you know, that's one of my favorite lines is, it's a Smith & Wesson, and you've had your six, where he shoots the doctor in the first movie, Dr. No. And so, who would have thought you'd have this overlap? But actually, there's a card in this game that does that animation of the barrel 007 thing. It's one of the zombie cards. I forget the name of it, but... Okay, let's do that first just to see. So it actually all ties together. If we see that card get played today, at least. Right, it could have some relevance to it. Like that scene I analyzed in my film critiquing quite deeply. Like, for example, you know, the guy sitting there, it shows you like he's more than just an action hero type of thing. He shows some of his spy elements, some of his game theory. Like, he's sitting there by the door in the dark, pretending like he's in bed, and he put the bed in a way that makes it look like somebody's there. And so therefore he gets to, you know, have the doctor come in and try to shoot the bed, and he can't see him sitting there at that angle. And so therefore now... Well, that was an unlucky spawn point. And so he's sitting there behind the door, and it's game theory. Like, he's planned it out, and he knows he's coming. And so then he lets him shoot the bed. And he shoots exactly 6 shots, and he's counting the shots. And, of course, as an audience member, even as observant as I can be, I didn't notice that the first time I saw it. So it's like, wow, you know, he's so observant. He's not just strong and, you know, physical hand-to-hand combat, and he's a good, you know, whatever, assassin, you know, whatever, gunplay and all this kind of stuff that he can do. Right, he's also smart. He also plans things out, whether out of necessity or that's just one of his skills. And then, you know, he lets... Oh, fuck. Then he lets you actually... You think maybe this person's deck is good? Like, you know, maybe just a little bit, dude. Better than rank 21 caliber, at least. What a clown. Like, really, bro? What the fuck is this? So then the doctor's talking to him for a while, and then he picks up the gun and tries to shoot him, and Bond isn't worried at all. Why? Because, oh, he counted the 6 shots, so he knew, and he knew the kind of gun it was, and he knew how many shots he had fired at the bed, and so now he knows that he's out of bullets, so he has nothing to worry about. So he's all cool and calm and collected about it. And of course, if you analyze it more deeply than that, okay, it might not be 100% accurate when it comes to the gun in real life. I'm not a gun expert, but, you know, why couldn't it just be a fictional, you know, version in that universe that Smith & Wesson makes a gun like that, or whatever. Like, you don't have to be that exact, but the concept behind it was really an awesome line. Let's see, rank 14, pretty much mirror matchup. This card I don't really even like, but it can have its uses. It's just way too expensive. It should be like 4 cost or something, no? It's not so much ha 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 as it is ma ha ha ha. Or yeah, what is that one video that everybody was all the rage? It's like, when I type he 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 in chat, it's not like he he he, it's like something else. Like, she's doing all these different laughs. It's like a female character talking. When played, make a 1/1 plan with no abilities. I guess we can do this just to set up to play other pets later. For my clearly top tier meta optimal fucking pet deck that we have, not just that it's in there at seemingly random, or like we're sort of split between multiple synergies. I have a couple sports zombies, I have a couple pet zombies, but okay, I do like him. What you can do is you can play this one for now, and then we can play these two basically together. So when I spawn the thing, I can immediately kill it with that effect. that's actually kind of worth it, especially on a curve level that I wouldn't be able to actually, you know, I might not get the chance to use it any other time. No, but isn't the skull thing totally taken right out of fucking Wind Waker? And the smoke clouds in this game too kind of look like that. Okay, let's do this one, I guess. We should be able to do both of the other ones, but actually... Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up already. But you can just trade into it anyway. Because, like, you can't put it on the ramp. But why not, I wonder? It doesn't say where you can put it. Yeah, make a 1-1 plan. It doesn't say you can't put it on the slant. In the water, I can understand, because then it would have to be amphibious. Although it technically doesn't say that either. Unclear card text count 1 million. That one doesn't even matter, because it was going to die pretty soon anyway from the fucking thorn. Okay, everything's fine with this position. See, at least this guy's deck seems more down to earth a little bit. Just because, not just because they're plants and they're in the soil of the earth, haha, but... Or there were so many Kyrie Irving jokes in the fucking finals just from that alone. Flat earth, like, who was flatter, the earth or Kyrie Irving, because he played so badly? So we can get rid of the little meme lord clown over here that, of course... We don't really see all that often, but people are always so happy when they do see him. One thing I got to do before the series finale of this is that I have to take part in that real money tournament that everybody talks about, but I don't know how you would even do that shit. And obviously, I got to host my own tournament that's like, you know, use all these kind of gimmick decks that have some rule set to them. So at this stage, the little dinky thing is not even relevant. The flag guy is not useful at this stage in the game because you don't have enough cards to even make that worth it. Because, you know, what if I made this guy a 13, whatever, a 12-13? You know, it would encourage his removal even all the more, and I shouldn't do it and overcommit to one thing, but... Look at this, dude. Ice blocking with 10 fucking health left. He's got to catch him a little bit off guard with it. We'll just do that just for the sake of it. Yeah, that could pose lethal in itself. Like, whatever you do, right, this will push you over the edge even if you kill everything else. It's the problem is that you sometimes feed into the block meter a little... Oh, I can't even do it, though. You feed into the block meter a little bit more, and the reason why you do that is because you hit with all these other dinky amounts that are not even necessary. I guess it actually was, but... It wouldn't have been because this guy would have been strong enough if I just held that back. And I guess this would technically survive. Imagine if I actually lose now. Destroy all gravestones here and next door. Imagine actually having something with fucking amphibious, dude. Marine bean. I don't feel like I've ever seen that actually because it looks so hideous too. Be burned into my brain like that one thing from Pokemon Y that fucked me all up. Whatever that thing was. It was like, oh, that would have been our first chance to play going viral too. But it's not really as good as I give it credit for because it's like, you got to really commit to it. And, you know, I was comparing it to like Jade Idol because it functions similarly. But it's the simple fact that it's not as good as that because it doesn't actually summon anything. Imagine, you know, instead of giving everything +1/+1, it actually summons a 1/1 that keeps getting better every time. So that's a big difference. Now, I have an urge to play Jade Idol randomly, but of course I never even really liked it, and it was kind of a cancer mechanic, but it's just, and in fact, they had to make that hard counter card like Skulking Geist. There don't seem to be too many hard counter cards in this game, like where it's not just something that happens to counter another card, it's like there's some busted mechanic, and instead of nerfing the mechanic, they just say like this card specifically gets rid of that, like gets rid of a 7-cost trick from your opponent's hand, and it would be Bad Moon Rising because you know that everybody's gonna use it because it's broken. All times you get +1/+1 frenzy, shuffle 3. Like it's just, you know, in a way it's almost bad for me. It's not a bad card, but it's never going to be useful for me because either you have to commit to it, maybe you need more of them, but you need to really build around it in some way that, or it's good if you like let the game get really late, like in the late stage, but even then you're not going to have enough minions out there then. Like I could keep playing it over and over and have like 30 of those in my deck, but I'll have nothing to actually use them on, so In fact, it's kind of expensive too for that purpose. Like, you know, it could be seen as anti-mill, but I also haven't seen any mill decks in my whole time playing this game either. So let's actually not even bother putting it in the environment yet. Oh god. Yeah, see, that gives you at least an incentive to, you know, not play it here to kill my thing. You have to play it just to get rid of my environment, which you really didn't have to do that at all, but the gravestone sometimes will confuse you because you're trying to like play some other effect, but you can't do it because the gravestone doesn't work. Like, whatever. I've made that mistake a couple times at least. It won't let you play certain things like the legendary treasure box thing and stuff. Is this going to be like the infinite loop interaction too? When a plant is healed, that much is zombie here. No, that's the other environment that you would need though. Yeah, it's not a bad spot, but we didn't get a very good play the last turn. In fact, I just didn't get a play at all, really. We have two of these beefy nurses waiting to come and you may as well just use that whenever you get the chance. That's often my philosophy with a lot of things because there's really not much of a reason to hold back. That's +2 in Frenzy, which I almost don't even care about, but I'll just do it maybe for the card draw. Or wait, it doesn't even give you card draw. I'm thinking of something else. This you can do, and then you can just... Oh, that always gives you a good use then for having given that amount of health. But no, we got kind of unlucky in a way. Just a couple of turns we weren't able to play anything at all. Fuck. And he'll still use that as team up, but it doesn't really matter. In fact, that effect isn't going to do much because you don't have any other walnuts, so... Or any other nuts, period. This guy just doesn't have nuts. He has one nut. Okay, we'll go here. We could kill that. I almost don't even want to, but this kind of deck, you should kind of do that. Right, where you actually do try to worry about it, but I'm going to almost trade in and get... Okay, okay. I mean, you're doing that as a single target removal, so... Right, it's not the most efficient Doom Shroom, but it's also still annoying. Or no, I should have... What am I thinking? I should have used this, but I guess we didn't have enough mana with all that. I was trying to do it here, but... Okay, now we have enough to be able to kill the disco ball with this alone. Michael Jackson zombie, disco ball, and some fucking other astronaut. Sounds like a good Friday night. Little Until Dawn thing that never gets old. So the healing there is going to be quite consequential. Right, because you get to do that. And we get to pop the block meter as well. Probably playing with 4 or less. Won't this destroy like my shit though too? Or I guess I don't have anything left for it to destroy. We can also use this to destroy his thing here. Amphibious Frenzy is okay. Okay, we should be able to use the stupid ass bowling ball though. Why have I been missing the chance to do this so many times? What is this effect even that I... Okay, Zombie Tricks costs 1 more. Or, oh, that must be even why. I mean, you could just kill it with Frenzy too. It wouldn't even matter, but let's do this one. And then won't this kill his own thing? Deal 1 damage to everything, which includes the 2-1 that it's actually going to kill. And then, of course, the lifesteal here becomes very important, or it's actually going to die before I get the chance to do that. So we're in a bit of a dire spot, but at least I survived in a very kind of clutch way, but we get cucked on the curve again. The Smash is very fun. It's definitely my favorite zombie hero, given at least my collection, because he can actually play in the mid-range a little bit and doesn't have to be aggressive. Move a plan, draw a card. The further right they are, the less chance I have of dying. At least, you know, you can farm out the block meter or something first. You could do the going viral, but it's actually going to be pretty bad right now because of the simple fact that you're not actually going to be able to... I mean, it lets you kind of self-mill too, though, because you get to, you know, keep spam drawing stuff. You know, you may actually be worth it just to do that because... whatever, you get the frenzy, you get that thing to survive. It seems kind of dumb, but... okay, so we're down to 4 health, and I don't really have too many reserves. The hunt is going to fuck me over, too. If the hero would get hurt, this gets hurt instead, so we should just rely on that. Or whatever. Either way, it's going to do the same thing where it gets to just basically absorb his shit. That's a little bit problematic. And of course, the hunt isn't going to do anything for me. This was at least a little more even matchup, but it's just difficult. I think that would have killed me right there. Or I guess not, but this would have. Or it still does. Okay, we're 0-2 to start. He's waving the white flag. Okay, we go here. Can I at least complete this 300 damage quest today? I guess whether you're winning or losing, it wouldn't have that much of an impact on that anyway. Because of the simple fact that... you know, you're able to basically still get a certain amount of damage in, even if you're losing. In fact, sometimes even more, because you... well, whatever, they keep healing and you keep overcommitting. You would think I should get to rank 20 pretty easily this month because... you know, we started at rank 10 and we got to rank 15 like it's the first episode. But it always resets around the middle of the month, I feel like. I always forget. And I don't know why games do that. It should always be the first of the month. Or even for a casual card game, it's like maybe a month isn't enough to climb the ladder. You should always make like a season-based thing, like 3 or 4 months. The way that... you know, even Hearthstone and Magic don't really do that, though. There should be some format that's specifically made for that, where the rank lasts for like 3 months, like a whole expansion worth, rather than only a single month, because it's unrealistic for somebody who doesn't play like a ton. Yeah, just give me an AFK disconnect fucking victory, which still won't advance my daily quest thing. Okay, we can go ahead, play Black Eyed Peas, pretty good. Come on, what is this guy doing? But yeah, how many times can you rope before it kind of kicks you off anyway? So the only games we're gonna win are ones where they just AFK and they don't even fucking play anything. It's a bot, but its little bot batteries ran out. You can play that on the slant set up for the leaf you play, or I could just play the leaf you play itself. I kind of want to do this though, because you get to do the buff, and then the buff would allow you to actually survive this too. If you play a trick, you have +1/+1. I wonder if that trick would have killed it. I forget how that interaction works. Maybe it'll kill it first. Like if it has 3 health and you do like the berry blast type, you know, whatever, 3 damage to it, it would get the benefit from the trick and survive, or it would die first, and then I forget how that works. You want to do this just for the simple fact of being able to do the conjure effect. Ooh, mustache waxer. You can go ahead, just kind of team these two up. We each other plant transform a random one that costs 1 more. No, we get enough of that with my shaman deck in Hearthstone right now. Thank you very much. Evolution effect, which doesn't even have a keyword in this game either. Surprising. Okay, 2-3, not a big deal. Actually, that doesn't make any sense because it'll trade in so favorably for me. Come on. So, Dark Matter Dragon Fruit, I often don't get to play, whether I win or lose. Just somehow it doesn't get to that stage in the game, or, you know, turn 8 is not a whole lot to ask even. You know, it's interesting how this kind of game is designed after the whole, like, auto battler lanes type of thing. Kind of like what you see in Hearthstone Battlegrounds, but somehow it's so much better than that. It feels a lot more interactive with respect to... Because, like, you're still playing out of an actual deck and all that. You're not just getting it at random or anything. I don't really even want to do this, but... Right, but what you could get could only be typically better. Little laser cattail gets +1/+1 when you play a plant here. See, that's one of those broken sequences. I did play a plant there, but obviously the active it's playing that is what gave me the cattail in the first place. So of course it's not going to get the buff. This dude's like a fucking little Slender Man effect over here. Okay, so this guy's deck isn't too impressive. He's not doing a whole lot. I don't even want to bother doing that. I mainly just want to do the daily quest. Even I don't care about anything else. In fact, I don't even really care about it. We're just kind of stalling this out till we get Badman Rising. Then I'll just quit playing the game and just whatever, get to rank 50 once or just whatever. That could be as good a finale as any, because I don't know what, you know, I haven't known what the format for the series really is for a super long time. But this would be worth it because at least it's a repeater, and then we get to presumably just kill him. Even with that, you'll hit him in the face once here, and then you get to you know, you'll finish him with a stupid ass dinky mushroom, and that's what I call getting roofied. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, see exactly what I mean. We still don't get to play Dark Matter Dragon Fruit. Okay, this is fine. We get to play the Spyrus thing, but of course, I feel like I haven't gotten very much love for the 3-peater lately. Like, it just hasn't been as exciting as a play as it was at the very beginning. But no, here, it's like, oh, this is such a cool effect. It's like a Psychic Pokemon, my favorite type actually in Pokemon, but they're not going to play a Gravestone this early, and it'll die before they finally do, so you never get to see the fucking effect in action. Okay, so now go ahead with that. Obviously the Gravestone just absorbs the fucking damage even if you do it like in the middle, so yeah, that was like my first superpower card ever that I played. Just do this straight right away on turn 1 to the face. Like, there's sometimes still justifiable reasons maybe to do that, but this is actually not a bad play to do the Leafy thing if I just combine these two together. You can kind of pre-move it there too. Or, no, that was fine actually. Okay, not a bad situation to be in. You can buff something even further. Let's do that guy. Which again, maybe that's the wrong one to do because he's already a high priority target, right? You'd rather do it to the lower priority target because you're going to try to remove this anyway because of the trick effect. So now it'd make you think twice. Do I get rid of the 4-5 here, or do I get rid of the 2-3 with the potential to buff up, which will buff up in the fact of, you know, did you just get it from the ticket event, or do you just happen to have that anyway? Yeah, this would be kind of cool as an amphibious thing though. What if you just have like an only amphibious minion deck and you have like 4 of those, and you put 3 of them here and just have one in reserve, so everything basically becomes amphibious. You'd have 4 lanes out of 5. You go ahead, put the 3-peater in the middle. Now you're gonna buff this dude up too. Coleslaw from above. You should have seen the other guy. Now, this is sometimes a bad idea because you can get rid of it so easily, but with only 1 card in their hand in full top deck mode, I kind of doubt their ability to actually do that. We kind of lose everything too in the process, which maybe wasn't the best idea. If I can just get to the point here where I can buff it, I'll be in very good shape and be very happy. And it would be interesting to see like what people have done with mods in this game, but I don't know if I'll even do that because there's still so much to see in the game itself. Like by the time I get done with the series, I doubt I would even do that. Or I sometimes have like a inhibition about mods in general and anything. Like it's like a quality control thing where there's too many of them, or it's like an issue of basically being able to consider the fact that there's just too many, so even if they are good, you're gonna get kind of lost and caught up in them, which is a good problem to have. But it's like you don't have to actually you don't have to actually do anything from the perspective of, okay, this will get -2. What was I saying? You're dealing with from the simple fact that I forgot what I was even saying. Alright, they're at least in full top deck mode now. We still keep getting super late. Yeah, I was even just talking trash about the 3-peater, how we don't get its value like ever, but this is exactly the time where we do. You don't even really have to worry about that. But yeah, there would be all kinds of different fun gimmicks they could do with this game too. Like with the mat, or whatever you want to call it, like the board. You can have, you know, play in certain game modes. Like in this game mode, all 5 lanes are water. In this game mode, there are no environments. It's just straight up all 5 are land. Like you could have just different formats with that. And yes, certain decks and things would have certain advantages, but the simple reality is that there's nothing wrong with that. Like it would just be a fun dynamic. So perhaps that's what the mods could do in part, or I don't know. Or yeah, like the quality control issue, like there's just too many, so you'll get kind of overwhelmed and lost in them. It's like when the old boomer compares the TV to the internet, like, oh, they'd rather watch TV than something online. But it's like the same thing they watch on TV, you could easily watch on the computer anyway, even without ads too. But you would just rather do it because you're kind of used to it, or you kind of want the choice made for you. So in a way, it's like saying choices are bad. And the reason why is because it's like, it's a net positive. You could still do the same thing online that you can do on TV, but you can't do the same thing on TV that you can do online. And so why not have infinite choices in that respect? So you get to basically consider the fact that you know, more options are good, but it creates some sort of problem there too for people where it's almost like too many choices. Yes, +1/+1 when it hurts the plant hero. It won't hurt it, and I'll actually kill it before it can hurt it, so that's actually fine. But that could be dangerous, obviously, if you let it get out of control. So we're still a ways away from actually doing that. It's amazing how long these would actually take me to do. And I don't like how I always do these when I'm like half asleep. But I mean, what better thing to play than a casual fucking clicker card game? But I actually have like this old iPhone laying around that I could use for something, but I don't know how to do it on stream. Like there's no like good iPhone emulator or something. So what I would do is like I would do it for the sake of I would do it basically for the sake of being able to play certain games that you can't play anywhere else, like Little Nightmares, some kind of prequel it has, or stuff like that. I guess I could just like record or stream the screen, and then just do my commentary, so you wouldn't need to. I don't know how you would show it on a computer or something. Okay, so that guy's just free real estate over here. You can just do whatever he wants. Oh shit, dude. That could be like a turn 1 Siegfried, Pegasus Knights play. You just play like fucking all of those. Right, like a turn 3 play. You could just play 4. Isn't that kind of crazy, actually? I mean, obviously I know how this card works, but I never thought about it. It's turn 4 and you play 4 of them, because every time you play one you just get it back. Or you play basically 4 3-cost cards on turn 3. We have 5, but I almost don't even want to do it. You could just do this thing too, which I almost don't want to. You should wait till he always commits or improves it a little bit that way. This thing, invasive species, wild environment, this gets +3. Oh shit, here we go, dude. We only got 3 of them, so I guess it's not the end of the world, but you know, we're still in actually a decent spot. Or oh, he just hides them back in the gravestone. He doesn't actually change what they are. Yeah, that is like the doomsayer play of this game, where you get trolled in Hearthstone on the, if you do like cornucopia or somebody, and then he gives you the pine clone, everything becomes a pine clone automatically, like how everything automatically gets this effect of going into a gravestone. Each time he hides in gravestone, mix them up. Literally turn it into a magical hats fucking guessing game. I mean, that dude looks fucking sick. That might be one of the best card appearances in the whole game. The whatever that is, the gas giant. Kind of an uninspired name though for it. But I should almost put a permadeath condition. Like, once I get Bad Moon Rising, I have like a month to get to rank 50, and if I don't, then I have to delete my account or something. But I won't do that yet, even. Bounce around a zombie. I don't think it's gonna really do anything for me though. So Green Shadow is gonna fall. Or he does end up damaging his own shit too. Come on, hurry up. You know you're gonna win. We can bounce something away. I always hate to resign just in principle, like in any game. But sometimes people get salty about you not doing that. So what you have is the simple fact of in environments it gets +3. So I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's jack shit you can really do. Ever seen anybody half asleep play PvZ Heroes? Oh, right, it's PvZ Heroes. Like, I would say that with Hearthstone. Oh, right, it's 2024, but you know, oh right, it's a fucking mobile game, but it's not really the game's fault. I'm just genuinely tired. God damn it, I still won't be able to do the daily quest, but I guess I don't really need it for anything. I can just do it. The Green Shadow is going to fall, and I'm fine with that. Do the sick-looking gas giant himself. So we didn't get the little copy card here. The whatever it is, which is a good card. So whatever the last minute one was from last time, I fucked up because I somehow got kicked out. It kind of crashed, and I had to go back in to look at it. So obviously, I don't know what the guaranteed legendary card thing was even about either, but I don't think it's there.